Commanders fans, happy Sunday, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. For sure, you all are the real MVPs. Like I said yesterday, especially shout out to my mom, all the good moms out there for sure. Jaden Daniels' mom. So, I'm not gonna get too much into that. But like I said, on a serious note, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there for sure. They are the real MVPs for sure, man, for sure. So I just wanted to talk about the corresponding moves, some of the roster moves that the Commanders did make this morning. They are supposed to be having practice today as well. We probably won't get any updates or anything like that, any play-by-play. We didn't do any 11 on 11s yesterday. I don't know if they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to do that either today because Dan Quinn said, I think he said that they're not going to do that at all. But we did see the Browns do it, like Shadur Sanders was throwing passes and, in competitive drills. That's what I wanted to see, but we didn't get any of that yesterday or on Friday because there was no media there. And then today there's no media there either. So I really wanted to see some competitive drills, some one-on-one, 7-on-7, something. Jalen Lane cooking somebody, or Trey Amos getting an interception on Nathan Peterman, or Gabe Taylor getting an interception on Nathan Peterman. But these two corresponding moves, this does help the Gabe Taylor make the 90-man roster crowd, the people who are rooting for that and cheering for that. And I'm one of them. I am cheering for Gabe. I really do want to see him make the roster, but I want to see him make it, really make it because he was good enough to make it. I don't want him just to make it because of the name. And he said that same thing yesterday as well in his after practice press conference. But they did release safety Trey Rucker, who was a UDFA signing. And Trey Rucker was actually ranked. I'm looking at NFL.com, and he was the 22nd ranked UDFA safety. Now, the 24th ranked UDFA safety was Robert McDaniel out of Jackson State. NFL.com, they ranked every position for UDFAs. And Trey Rucker was 22nd. And like I said, Robert McDaniel out of Jackson State was ranked 24th. So Trey Rucker is no slouch. I felt like when they signed him as a UDFA, he was definitely going to make the 90-man roster or a possibility. So him being released is somewhat of a surprise. Not a big surprise, but it is somewhat of a surprise. As I was saying, the release of Trey Rucker, because they signed offensive tackle Tyree Phillips, who was with OG Bobby Johnson with the New York Giants. This does give a glimpse of hope for Gabe Taylor making the 90-man roster. Now, Robert McDaniel's still on the roster. The other safeties that are on the roster or in the tryout, that's really it. It's Robert McDaniel, Gabe Taylor, Trey Rucker's gone now. And those are the only safeties that I see. I mean, Xavier Robio from Howard, he's probably not going to make it. Brandon Turnage is a cornerback. So they don't really have any other safeties on a tryout basis. And so that's where he could possibly. Kane Medrano, who they drafted, is a linebacker. They're going to keep him at a linebacker. You see him keeping the number 56. But Armand Darkwa, who, how tall is he? Because I remember he was a big fella coming out. 6'7", 330 pounds. They released Armand Darkwa out of Howard. Now, they released him last year, and then they brought him back on the practice squad. So there's an opportunity that may happen, but they do like Tyree Phillips. Since they signed him, Tyree Phillips, I feel like him and OG Bobby Johnson, they probably brought him in. They were like, hey, just come to the tryout. We're probably going to sign you anyway. Let's just see if you're in shape. Let's see if you're in workout, good shape, and we're just going to sign you. So that's probably what happened with Tyree Phillips, in my opinion, signing him as a swing tackle. But I just want to keep you guys updated on those moves that they did release a UDFA and Trey Rucker that I did think that had a somewhat of an opportunity to make the roster. You don't know what's going to happen with Percy Butler. Because Trey Rucker, he had a 36-inch vertical leap, and he had 19 bench press reps. And he had a good college career. He had 100 tackles in 2023, 84 tackles in 2024. He had 2 picks in 2024, and he had a forced fumble in 2023. So he had a productive college career at Oklahoma State. He had a big forced fumble that helped them get to their conference championship game too, I believe. So yeah, you guys let me know what you guys think. It could be big news. It could be nothing. This could be a situation where Gabe Taylor still does not make the 90-man roster. So I just want to keep you guys updated for the Gabe Taylor stand base for sure. And just keep you guys updated for the roster moves anyway. But they did release Armand Darkwa because of them signing Tyree Phillips. And then they released Trey Rucker to, let's see if Robert McDaniel makes the 90-man roster. It could be a move to help Robert McDaniel make the 90-man roster. It could be a move that just doesn't really impact Gabe Taylor at all. This could just be a move that they just felt. But it is surprising that they already released Trey Rucker after 2 days of minicamp. So there's just not a lot of spots. Like last year, we had a bunch of spots. Colson Yankees made the roster. Michael Wiley made a practice squad. I'm trying to think who was the other UDFA that made the roster. Tyler Owens. And then I feel like somebody else made the roster as a UDFA. I just can't remember who else made the 53-man roster as a UDF. This year, it's just kind of tough for UD. Ja'Cory Brooks, I haven't heard anything about that, so he's still on the tryout basis right now. So we'll see if we hear anything about Jacoby Jones or any other guys being released and whatnot. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. Hell Commanders, peace.